Yo, what's up, PokeBallers? That's right, I promised you guys some more content, and boy do Bella and I have an absolute banger for you guys today. If you've been along with us on this journey, then you know I've been dropping a lot of tips, secrets, hints on my weekly restock process. But I think my track record of hunts speak for themselves. Over the last 4 years, I can count on one hand, maybe 2 or 3 times, how many times that I've missed a fresh restock, and that's going back 3 to 4 years, you guys. But if you missed some of the last couple of videos, that's okay. I'm about to catch you guys up to speed right now. I'm gonna be showing you guys a complete tier list, breaking down the best days to go Pokemon hunting. But I'm sure you guys are anxious to see what I'm talking about, so without further ado, let's get into it. Alright y'all, let's get it. So as you can see on the screen, we've got a really nice tier list here. Now you don't see any times on the screen. Make sure you're subscribed, you got notifications on. I'm going to be doing the times, breaking all that down, looking at all the past 4 years of hunts to give you guys the best information possible on the very best times. But first, we need to break down the best days of the week that you can find restocks. Now, if you missed some past videos, you're probably already confused because you're looking at the screen and you're like, why does he only have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on the screen? Well, that is for one very important reason, and that is because MJ Holdings only restocks Wednesday through Saturday. And the reason I know this is because I've been to several restocks, I've hit several restocks fresh. I've showed this in videos before, but if you missed it, I'm gonna pop it on the screen right now. There is yellow restock tape on the restock boxes that literally says to be stocked Wednesday through Saturday. And I can tell you from the last 4 years of doing that, that is pretty much the only days. I think there was one time around, like maybe it was Christmas or Thanksgiving, they restocked on a Tuesday. So that's the very first thing. And people might not think that's a huge deal, like, ooh, great tip, Mike. I think it's a really big deal. If you think about having 7 days out of the week that you could possibly hit a restock, if you can immediately eliminate 3 of those days, almost half the week, that's a big deal to me. Maybe that's not a big deal to some of you guys, but again, my track record speaks for itself. Over the last 4 years, I can count on one hand how many times I haven't hit a fresh restock. So trust me, if you guys try to follow this schedule, try to follow some of these tips and this information, hopefully you guys will be hitting more fresh restocks out there. But let's get into it. So I'm going to start by basically eliminating some of the days that I see the very least, okay? So right off the jump, hopefully this works because I made this tier list. Shout out to Canva. Canva is awesome for making thumbnails, all sorts of stuff. But we're going to start off right with the worst day. You can see me kind of hovering over Saturday right now. I'm going to go ahead and put Saturday in the almost never category. I can tell you over the last 4 years, again, that I've been doing this a long time, every single week my Walmart restocks, and I can count again on one. I keep using this phrase, I can count on one hand, but it's the truth. I can count on one hand how many times I've hit a restock on a Saturday. So I'm going to tell you guys that yes, restocks are going to happen Wednesday through Saturday, but of all the times that I've seen restocks, Saturdays are going to be absolutely the least common out of all 4 of those days. We've got Saturday out of the way. Now, not saying that restocks aren't going to happen on Saturday. Again, this is just my experience over the last 4 years. Yours could be slightly different, but again, a lot of restocks, a lot of Walmarts, MJ Holdings, they follow a very similar schedule. And for example, I know all the restock boxes have the yellow tape that says Wednesday through Saturday. I have friends that live in Florida, California, Texas, Missouri, Kansas. It doesn't matter. All over the place, all over the United States, New Jersey, and you know, I've seen the yellow restock tape on their boxes as well, all right? So that is a uniform thing. But getting back to the list, because I'm sure you guys are anxious to see, you know, my best day, which I have over here as ding, 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 because if you guys watch the videos, you know when I hit fresh restocks, that's kind of what I do. But so Saturdays, almost never. Next, I'm going to go with Wednesdays, okay? I know this might seem weird, but Wednesday's the first day of the week that you could have a restock. And typically, I don't see a lot of restocks on Wednesdays. They do happen. I won't say that they're really common, but they're somewhat common. So I'm not going to put it in the very uncommon, but I'm going to say a Wednesday restock is actually, you know what? It happens a decent amount. I'm going to say it's common. Okay? I'm going to say Wednesday restocks are pretty common, but they're not going to be like your go-to, okay? Next, again, this is compiling, and trust me, I haven't just made this off the top of my head. I've been going back, looking at all my restock videos, trying to figure out which days I hit restocks. Okay, what day was that? What day was this? And if you guys remember, I hit a really big Evolving Skies restock. I also hit a really big 151 restock, and both of those were actually on a Thursday. And I do see a decent amount of restocks on Thursday, so I'm gonna go ahead and put Thursday up here as very common. I don't know if it's just because of how the restock people do their schedule. Maybe they have other stuff going on. On Wednesdays, maybe depending on their route, they might be a little more busier. So again, yours could be like maybe the most common day is always on Wednesdays. But again, I'm just trying to share with you guys my experience and also what I see from some of my friends, and like I said, some of the surrounding states and all across the United States, honestly. And this is kind of the information that I've been able to compile for you guys. So Saturday, almost never. Wednesday, pretty common. But Thursday is definitely more common than Wednesdays in my experience. And you can tell where this is going. Ding, 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 ding. We got Friday, baby. It kind of sucks because everybody's kind of got their antennas up when it is on a Friday, but that is what I see the most, okay? So Saturday is going to be your least common. Wednesday's a little more common. Thursdays, even maybe so a little more common than Wednesday. And then Friday is going to be probably your best day. Friday, you're probably going to have the best luck hitting a restock. Now, keep in mind, that's also the most common day for people to be out. So you're going to have the best luck hitting a restock. You're probably also going to have more people than you would on some of those other days standing in line with you, and that can be kind of frustrating sometimes. But again, just try to stay positive, try to stay optimistic. If you strike out, you strike out. But again, hopefully you guys are subscribed with notifications on. Hit that bell if you haven't already, because I'm going to scroll up here and show you guys the next video, which is I'm going to be breaking down, again, years of Pokemon hunts to give you guys the exact best times that you can go Pokemon hunting. So now that we have the days down, next up we can look at the times and even narrow that down a little bit further for you guys. Well, there you have it. Hopefully you guys can take those tips and use them, and hopefully you guys hit some more restocks out there. If you guys do want to find out some more about the process or catch me hitting some of those fresh restocks, check out some of these videos on your screen right now. But as always, you know the drill. It's been your boy PokeBaller Mike and Bella, and it's been real. Deuces.